What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another One Piece review. The Voyage continues with episode 1100, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to join the council and become a part of the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. All right, everybody, welcome back for another week of One Piece. Thank you all for joining me for another week. As always, I hope everybody is doing super fantastic. So of course for this week we got the 1100 review. Can't believe we're at 1100 already. Just felt like 1000 was just yesterday. Damn how time flies. But of course, we got today we're gonna be going over the Rob Lucci versus Luffy rematch. We're going to be talking about some new information that we got on Devil Fruits. And then we're going to be, closing out here with our closing remarks for today's episode. All right, everybody, so let's get into it. All right, One Piece episode 1100, powers on a different level, Luffy versus Lucci. And just, right off the bat, this episode was a motherfucking movie. It was phenomenal. Loved every single second of this episode, excuse me. Shout out to the entire production staff for One Piece right now. We got some talented people over there working on the show right now. I mean, just from beginning to end, and I know I said this a lot, but Egghead has truly been great in terms of weekly production quality for this new series, not for this new series, for this new arc. Like Egghead has just been phenomenal, right? So just shout out to the entire production staff, man. You guys are doing an amazing job over there. But let's get into this episode, man. So we start this episode off with an update on the government side. The HQ is aware of the Straw Hats' presence on Egghead Island and that they have teamed up with Dr. Vegapunk. We also get notice that Admiral Kizaru is currently on the way to Egghead, though he was originally coming for a different purpose. This was some sort of plan that the government has been working on for a while now. His arrival will certainly make the current situation on Egghead 10 times worse. All right, so let's stop there for a second, right? The fucking Kizaru versus Luffy rematch is gonna be amazing. Hell, not even just Kizaru versus Luffy, right? Everybody on the Straw Hat groups needs to get their get back. All right, every single one of them, not just Luffy. This is personal hatred from the entire group, not just one person. All right, you gotta see everybody. All right, but no, the rematch is gonna be crazy though. I can't wait. To Kizaru touchdown. Of course, we already know he was coming because he was in the intro. Thanks guys for that. But nonetheless, can't wait for him to touch down on Egghead. It's gonna be crazy when he gets here. But let's continue. So from there, we transition to the start of the fight as both the combatants engage in a small little squabble before both power users transform into their awakened forms. All right, so as I said last week, this episode we was gonna get to see Lucci's awakened form as well. Both of these transformation sequences, well, first of all, let's start there. Both of these transformation sequences, right? They were dope as hell. I loved them. This also leads me to my question of the week. And so now, originally, I was gonna ask what you guys thought, who had the better transformation sequence between Lucci or Luffy, but that's not what we're gonna do. So the question of the week is, which was the better Gear 5 transformation scene? The Wano, this is my peak scene, or the one we just got in Egghead? I'm just gonna dub it the I Feel It scene, right? That scene right there. Which Gear 5 transformation was better? Let me know down below in the comments. I've been thinking about this one for a while, and I think I'm going to give the slight edge to the This Is My Peak scene. I think solely because of the whole split in the sky scene and that transformation sequence as well. I think that just takes the cake. But I did love the Egghead transformation as well. The whole I feel it, him being on his chest. Oh, that part was perfect. I love that. And then the animation was perfect too. Then they had a little scene where he was just like swaying to the side as he was feeling the beat and stuff. It was perfect. It was perfect. It was nice as well. But I think, like I said, just a slight edge goes to the This Is My Peak scene because of the sky split. Very, very, very slight edge. But nonetheless, while we're on the topic of transformations, though, it is totally clear that Oda has favorites, because why the hell are Zoans the only ones that get this cool ass transformation when they get their awakening form, right? The Paramecia, as far as we seen two Paramecias awaken in both. What's his name? How can I forget this guy's name? It was back in Dressrosa. How am I forgetting his name right now? Am I serious right now? Doflamingo, thank you. Doflamingo and Katakuri and Whole Cake, right? That's when we seen two Paramecias awakening. And they don't get no extra added little cool additions with their awakening. And we haven't seen a Logia awakening yet. So I will say that. So maybe there's still hope. Maybe Logias has some type of cool little thing they get with their awakenings. So that'd be cool. No, now that I'm thinking about that as well. Speaking of Logia awakenings, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if Kizaru has awakened his Devil Fruit as well. Yeah, so that'll be cool to see. But yeah, as far as right now, we don't know if Logias get any cool little thing to their awakenings or anything. But we'll see. But speaking of awakenings and everything, but it seems like the Zoans, when they awaken, they get this little, they get that cool little arch thing around them. I didn't want to go look it up because I didn't want to be spoiled on anything. So if anybody knows the little name of the arch without any, if it's not like any spoilers or anything, please let me know down below in the comments. If that has a particular name, I don't know, it might not, but Yamato also had that little arch thing around her when she transformed to her Devil Fruit form transformation, is right. Her little Oni Fox form, right? When she did her transformation, she also had one of the little arch around her. So does that mean that she awakened her Devil Fruit as well? Was that kind of the teasing the Zoan transformation, Devil Fruit transformations a little bit? I don't know. That probably does mean she awakened her Devil Fruit though, but that's cool. But yeah, Oda has favorites. We all see that. As of right now, they are the Zoan Devil Fruit users. But like I said, only time will tell right now to see if Logias get any cool little additions to their awakenings. But I love this fight, man. This fight was amazing. I do want to talk about a little thing about like the arrival of Gear 5, because like with the arrival of Gear 5, I feel like we return to more of the uniqueness that Luffy had in his fights, right? Because I feel like me personally, I feel like when Luffy first started learning Haki and he started getting more powerful that way, started getting Gear 4 and all that, the uniqueness in his fights kind of started going in more of a standard traditional shonen route, if you will. I don't know how to explain that, but that's just like how it felt to me. Even though the fights and stuff were still good in my opinion, but it just felt like we was going, it lost some of that uniqueness. And the arrival of Gear 5, right? It definitely brought that uniqueness and style and flair back to his fights and all that. And I definitely do feel like some of that was coming back. Was coming back when we did get the reveal of Snake Man and a little bit of Bounce Man, but definitely Gear 5 just just brought it back like to an original form, but like in a new way. I'm loving these Gear 5 fights that we have been getting so far, and it's essentially what we're gonna get the rest of the series to a certain extent, right? Because like we got Kizaru pulling up now. Like we only got like Admiral levels peoples and stuff like that to fight, so it's only like people who can handle him in his Gear 5 transformation, powers of level and on up. Like these fights are gonna get crazy, man. And I cannot wait for the rest of these fights in Egghead. But yeah, definitely, like I said, like I was just continuing on point, I feel like the arrival of Gear 5 definitely brought back the uniqueness to Luffy's fight, definitely. But yeah, because I mean, in this fight, we get the scenes where Lucci and Luffy are just flying around the city, tearing up buildings and stuff as they're fighting and everything, just completely dismantling buildings. We get these unique angles and stuff we haven't really seen before in some of our action shots in One Piece. So it's just it's just been crazy, man. Oh man, it's been a good time. It's been a good time. I definitely can't wait to see how the rest of this rematch between Lucci and Luffy ends. So let's get on ahead and get on to the new information that we learned about devil fruits this episode. All right, so finally, I have been hoping for this. That we know we got this arc, and we're actually getting some more information on devil fruits, everybody. So let's get into it. So, as Luffy transforms into Sun God Nika, Dr. Vegapunk gets word and rushes back to the lab to where everyone else is to see it firsthand with his own eyes. Dr. Vegapunk starts to explain to the Straw Hats that the true nature of Luffy's transformation, and of course, they are dumbfounded by the knowledge of their captain being a quote-unquote god, right? Dr. Vegapunk goes further to reveal two new key details about devil fruits. The first being that typically when Zoan type devil fruit users awaken their devil fruit, it robs the users of their personality. Now, all right, so let's pause right there, right? So I think this explains why Luffy kind of essentially, just like he says, it loses his personality and just, starts uncontrollably laughing and all that stuff whenever he transforms into Gear 5, right? It makes complete sense now, right? It's because, we found out that Luffy's fruit is actually a Zoan fruit, devil fruit, right? And now we just got this new information that whenever they awaken, typically, the devil fruit robs them of their personality. That's exactly what's going on with Luffy right now. Crazy. Makes complete sense. So, but, that also implies that Luffy can reach another state with his awakening, right? Because that means that, he says, typically it robs them of their personality, right? So that means that you can get to a point where that won't happen. So Luffy can even, there's, like I said, there's another stage Luffy can get to with his awakening. That's probably like those little small sections we've been seeing, like where you see where he's looking all, I won't say devilish, but where he has he has those mean looks and stares on his face. Like, for example, when he first transformed into Gear 5 in this episode, right? And he went and punched Rob Lucci, right? He was like, he had that fierce look on his face, right? So there's probably more of the moments where Luffy's personality comes back a little bit. that is hella interesting. But you know what? That kind of makes sense though, right? Because originally we just know Zoan devil fruits and used to be able to transform into some type of creature, right? Luffy is the first account where we're seeing a Zoan user not transform into some type of creature. They transformed into something else, like, a human, another human, but, not necessarily a human, essentially a god in this case, but it's not a beast or a creature, right? It's something different than that. So, it's a little bit, more special case than his, which also, and I think I was gonna wait to talk about this, but, I guess before I talk about this, I'm gonna make my last point about this Luffy's Gear 5 transformation, because I just thought it was an interesting fact, right? Just when you thought this man got over all his little gears, transformation debuffs, right? A new one appears. Just when you thought he got over all those other ones. It's crazy, but I wasn't gonna talk about this until a little bit later on. But just because it's on my mind, is we know our boy Blackbeard is a Logia, but he's not like a regular Logia type, right? Because normally Logias, they're I always forget the word for this. Permissible. I think that's it. I always forget this damn word, but it's intangible. There we go. No, that's the word, intangible. There we go. Logias are normally always intangible and stuff like that, right? But he isn't. He's a little bit different than other Logias and stuff like that. And he also has the special ability to be able to take other devil fruits and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, will he get this cool little special form when he awakens his devil fruit, or is his Logia devil fruit also maybe not one based off like a nature or something like that? Maybe he has another, like a mythical human model devil fruit as well. That'd be interesting to find out, because it does kind of seem like Blackbeard is like the, I guess in more of a cliche terms, like the darkness to Luffy's sun, if you will. right? It seems like that cliche is kind of like being set up right before our eyes, if you will. But yeah, so it'd definitely be interesting to see if it turns out that if he has like a model mythical type fruit and he's actually like some type of god as well. That'll be definitely interesting to see. Yeah, I was gonna hold off on that probably till we learn more about that, but that's on my mind, so I just wanted to talk about that now. But yeah, definitely the whole Gear 5 transformation has definitely been interesting so far, and it's gonna be nice to see how Luffy overcomes the personality change from when he transforms into his Gear 5 state. But let's continue. So, the second new key factor was a theory from Dr. Vegapunk. So, he believes devil fruits are manifestations of the people's aspirations for human evolution. All the different powers represent the diverse futures of humanity, and so that unnaturalness comes with the punishment of being loathed by the mother nature, the sea. Devil fruit users are the one who lives in different realities that others dreamed up, right? And this is, I mean, I'm not sure how to really feel about this information just yet, right? I think on one end, it kind of just further backs and implies the theory that devil fruits just kind of like come out of nowhere, like they just essentially appear, right? But I guess this gives a reason into like why they appear, more of a reason as to why they appear. Now, unless, Vegapunk found out that devil fruits actually come from like a specific place, or they like appear like in a specific place dependent on certain conditions or something like that, right? That'll definitely be interesting to see. But yeah, as far as we know, they just still just appear out of thin air, right? I guess that theory implies, kind of strongly more implies that they really just appear out of thin air, but it gives us more of a reason for why they appear, right? They're driven by people's aspirations and dreams, right? And also that last statement that he made is a little bit of a fourth wall break, where he was saying that devil fruit users live in different realities that someone dreamed up, right? When you really think about it, all the characters and all the devil fruit users and everything in One Piece, they all live in the reality and dream that Oda dreams up, right? So that's a nice little fourth wall break as well. I like that. But yeah, so that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, just like I said, I'm not really too much sure how I feel about that information. I do think it is cool though, and like I said, it just stronger further proves that devil fruits just kind of like appear out of thin air, right? But yeah, but definitely looking forward to some more information on devil fruits this season. This arc. I guess you could say this season too, right? This arc. Keep it coming, Oda. I'm loving all the new world building information that we're getting in this arc, Oda. Keep it coming. Sentomaru, after you get done fighting for your life, I'm gonna need you to tighten up, because there's no shot we going out like this, right? You just now making a reappearance for the first time in the series in a long time, and you're getting snuck like this in the middle of the battlefield. Come on, Sentomaru, you got to do better than this. All right, come on, step it up, man. So as Sentomaru steps onto the battlefield to lead the Seraphim in the charge against CP0, Stussy and Kaku discuss the hierarchy of leadership on whose orders the Seraphim will follow. The order goes from the 5 elders to Dr. Vegapunk to Sentomaru himself, and then to CP0. So, almost immediately after learning this information, while Sentomaru is having a nice little chat with our boy Luffy, Lucci swiftly comes in and puts our boy Sentomaru out of commission. And it's only the second episode back with Lucci, and he already has another body. Someone please stop this man. All right, he's on a spree right now. Luffy is time to tighten up. People are dying out here. All right, let's get it together. Luffy. All right, we believe in you. It's time to step up now, because people are dying. It's time to stop messing around. But that's everything that I have for the episode 1100 review today, everybody. Once again, this was a phenomenal episode. Loved every single second of it. The fight was amazing, right? The fight in this episode was amazing. So next week / this episode actually that's coming on this week, right, is gonna be a recap / filler episode for One Piece this week. So there won't be a One Piece review next week, because why would we discuss a filler episode. So, you know, just be on the lookout, you know, just be aware of that. But, you know, after that, you know, let's all keep in mind that normally when we do get these little recap episodes, that the episode right after that normally always is a banger, right? So let's, you know, let's let them cook, and then, you know, let them do their thing, and hopefully, you know, 1101 should also be a banger as well. But all right, and then also for the last before we get out of here, I just also wanted to say, you know, I've been debating. I know I guess I know I told you guys about the Wano finale review that I had. I'm debating on how I want to release that. I don't know if I want to put it out, you know, just all together. If I want to like split it up into different parts and just release them weekly, so that way we can have like a little bonus segment at the end of our weekly reviews here for a while. I don't know. I'm still trying to work that out, but nonetheless, I'm gonna get that review to you guys one way or another. But as always, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic time. See you all again next time for another One Piece review. Ladies and gentlemen, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you all for coming.